This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtuo Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.
This episode is brought to you by... Oops! I've got a box of Cheez-It crackers staring at me, and I just wanted that irresistible cheesy crunch. Sorry, that was a total snacksident. What was I supposed to be talking about? So salty, so crunchy, so cheesy. Whoops! Lost my train of thought. I've heard of brain freeze, but brain cheese? I'll just have one more Cheez-It cracker, and then I'll get back to it.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Psst, healthcare pros, word's out, and it's too good to keep quiet. Look, LinkedIn is revolutionizing job hunting, making it possible to search by specialty, shift preference, and salary. Endless scrolling is out. Whether it's a mental health therapist or dental hygienist, finding the perfect role is faster and easier than ever. Head to linkedin.com/healthcare and start your search today.
This episode is brought to you by McAfee.
Yes! Playoff tickets! Just need to click here and... Wait, what? Fake site? Good thing McAfee threw the red flag. That would have been $400 gone.
McAfee blocks risky sites so you don't pay for seats and other things that don't exist. Plans start at just $39.99 for your first year. That's cheaper than parking on game day. Learn more at McAfee.com/online protection.
And welcome to a special Saturday, afternoon if you're where Snail is, Saturday evening-ish where I am here in the eastern part of the United States. But we didn't want to be doing this episode, everybody, and it's not going to be the traditional opening. I'll spoil it. It's snowing in western Pennsylvania right now. Seattle, I'm sure it's raining or cloudy or something.
Actually, a beautiful day.
It's beautiful in Seattle right now as Snail chimes in with his little weather update. We're not going to spend too much time on the weather because both of us we're not happy. Let's put it like that. We were having a good afternoon. The Penguins were on it mid-afternoon here, lunchtime out in Seattle.
Perfect. Nice noon game on a Saturday.
Yeah, great hockey. And really, I kind of hinted at it the last episode we recorded that these games usually give the Penguins trouble. Well, for about 55 minutes, that was not the case. The Penguins were cruising to a victory. It was 5-1 in the third period. They lost 6-5 in overtime. They gave up 4 unanswered goals in the third period. And I said before I pressed record, I'd rather cheer for a bad dog doo-doo hockey team than have to go through this now 3 times in the past 6 days. Dallas, Anaheim, and now San Jose. And the Montreal game in the middle of the week is a wash. I would rather watch them get boat race out of the building than throw away 3 whole points in about a combined 5 minutes of game time. Snail, we were texting during this, and I think both of us, it wasn't even that, like, I've so far surpassed anger at just general annoyance at this point. I think might be worse than anger.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was more anxiety. Like I texted you, Robbie. I said, I think I'm going to have a spout of diarrhea after this game. Because my stomach was cramping when they got 4 on the board. When I saw the score go from 5-3 to 5-4, I looked at my partner who, she entertains watching hockey with me, but she's not. Yeah. And I look at her and she's kind of half paying attention. I go, they're going to blow this game. And she's just like, oh, like, I thought they weren't doing that anymore this year. And I was like, yeah, they are.
Yeah, don't worry, they're back.
And then she starts paying attention, and all of a sudden it's 5-4. And then I go, I pick up my phone. She goes, "Are you texting Robbie?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I just text you, and I say, "They're going to lose this in regulation, aren't they?" They know. They actually managed to. I mean, there was an instance where I think it got kind of close there for a second.
They probably deserved to lose the game in regulation after how it all fell apart. I could not at 5. Okay, 5. It went 5-1. At 5-2, I didn't. I'm like, okay, whatever. Power play, and then they killed off like that. Like 90 seconds of power play time. Stayed 5-2. I'm like, okay, whatever. 5-3. I just said to myself, "There's no way."
Yeah, no way, right? It's just
there's no way.
It's like they shouldn't have got 3, right? They shouldn't have got 3 on the board. They should have just locked this down.
Yeah,
but no.
Yeah, and then Brian Russ hits the post on the empty net, and at that point,
should not.
Was that still 5-3 then? I think it was.
No, that was 5-4.
5-4. Okay. It all happened so fast. Either way, that should have finally put the nail in the coffin. It didn't. Man, it just, you run out of this. I think is worse than, I don't know. This and Anaheim are right up there in terms of worst.
I think you could argue Anaheim was worse because it shows the score with like a minute left, and it's like, Pittsburgh loses this game.
It's like the Anaheim game was 18 seconds on the power play, draw in the offensive zone, and they that one's probably a little bit worse just because of all the circumstances. This is still a 4-goal lead, and it was like a 3-goal lead with like 7 minutes left, maybe less than that, and they lost. I knew it was over when it won 5-5. My only thing was,
they weren't going to win it in overtime.
No. My only thing was, are they going to be able to even get this game to overtime at 5-5? That was my only, and I'm not even like, I find no consolation in a point. They didn't deserve that point.
No, the point is actually just like it's a reminder.
It's offensive. I am deeply offended they even got a point out of that hockey game. But man, this was
on Twitter right here. Sorry to interrupt you, but on Twitter,
you're good.
Third period, 12:29. Shots are 39-15.
Oh, they dominate like
5-1 at 12:29.
That's what makes it even worse. That's what makes it even worse is they flat out dominated San Jose for most of this hockey game, and they lost. They straight up dominated them, and they quit. Like, that's all. They quit. They quit playing, and it is baffling to me that this has happened not once, not twice, but 3 times in this week. And it's got progressively worse as we've gone on, which is the Dallas game. That happens. The Anaheim game, just completely inexcusable, given the entire situation they were in at that point. And the San Jose game is baffling to the point that I believe it. Like, nothing surprised me.
Well, what's also crazy is, guess who's not here to blame it on? Tristan Jarry. Where's your whipping boy now, everybody? He's not there.
Yeah,
and you know what? That's a little Easter egg for you guys on what's to come. But I mean, there's gonna be whipping boys that come out of these types of scenarios. Like, you could throw Carlson, Letang in there. I watched Sidney Crosby completely just play like, I mean, I don't know. Sid is Sid. He's one of the greatest of all time, and grinder and this and that, but I mean, there is no innocent party as far as personnel on the ice. I mean, Dan Muse calls a timeout, and you see him, which Sullivan never used to do. Sullivan he might call one early if the game starts getting away, but this is one of those things where, like, Dan Muse is talking to the bench. He's just being like, boys, like, come on, let's get this thing. We're going to just close this down. And they come right out and score after that timeout, which was nuts. But, dude, Sid, there's no innocent party. I mean, like, there were you know who actually might be innocent is Ben Kindle. Ben Kindle wasn't on the ice for a lot of that nonsense. This whole game, that dude I felt like he was going head to head with Celebrini. Like, I feel like there were times where they were matched up and he was giving him the business. He was not in like a dirty way, but he was going after him, trying to win pucks and stuff like that. I mean, Ben Kindle was amazing. But aside from that, there were everyone should be looking at each other in that locker room and just say, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Someone should, Sid can't be the one being like, come on, I'm out here trying to win these games. That Klingberg walk in overtime, this is a guy who had hip resurfacing surgery, and he dangles Sidney Crosby. Chris Letang just falls on his stomach. I hate when defensemen do that. He falls on his stomach to try to get in the passing lane. It's a give and go to Macklin Celebrini, and John Klingberg. I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar with John Klingberg. He's bounced around. He
should be, yeah.
I don't know.
He was a star like 5 years ago. I mean, 5 years ago, that's completely acceptable to happen, not in 2025. I mean, anytime if you're a defenseman and you're on your stomach, you should be the best case is you've been like cross-checked in the back is the only
really hard.
You should be.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have a crack.
Yeah. You as a defenseman should not be, and any hockey player outside of trying to do something crazy, you should not be flat on your stomach at any point aside from having a penalty taken against you. Crosby, why not just take the body there and completely disrupt the flow? If he takes the body, knocks clean, or at least like just disrupts Klingberg's motion, like none of that transpires at that point. He tried to make a play on the puck to take it the other way, and Klingberg didn't even have to do anything fancy. He just slid it right around him, and then it's basically a 2-on-1 with Klingberg and Celebreni. Klingberg walks Letang and then scoots it over to Celebreni, and then Celebreni just dishes it right back to Klingberg, who buries it into basically an open net for the win. And man, this was just adventurous. After it went 5-2, like even if they killed the rest of that penalty, I still felt like okay, but San Jose kept coming and they got 5-3, and I'm just like, this is not this. And then 5-4, I'm like, they're going to be hanging on for dear life here, and they didn't have time to hang on for dear life because they tied it relatively quickly to the point where I think both of us figured, oh, they're going to lose this game in regulation. Which, I mean, man, just so much did not. That anything that could go wrong went wrong, and the thing is, it's all self-inflicted. They are mentally weak. They get this lead, everything's comfortable, they're still dominating, and then one bad thing happens, and it's not even a bad thing. You're still up by 3 goals when they score that second goal, and just a complete collapse. The skates stop working, everything just falls apart. They sit back, they cave in, and nobody wants to play their role. Nobody does their job. It is just passive. It is inexcusable, and it is what ultimately leads to these collapses. The teams of the past, like that we've seen the Penguins play, like this would have been over at like 3-1. They gave 3-1. They wouldn't have had to score 2 more goals. The Penguins needed a 6th goal in this game. You should never score 5 goals and need 6 to win.
This is supposed to be a boring game that you start flicking around looking at other games by the third period.
Yeah.
You go, I love that they're dominating. I'll keep track on my phone, but there's another game on. I'm going to take a peek at that score. This should be boring for the last 30 minutes of this game.
And now you're at the point now where like you can never turn off a Penguins game because you never know what's going to, unless they're the ones down, I guess. Unless they're the ones down 5-1, unless they are the team losing by 4, you don't know what they're capable of. This is 3 games in a row, 3 of the last 4 games all this week that they've completely melted down in the final moments of the third period after playing a very good game to that point. And that's what's even, it's not like they were bad and they just got a couple funny bounces and it went their way and they were kind of taking control of the game a little bit. They were flat out dominating some of these games for large portions against good hockey teams, and they just completely melt down in the final 5 minutes in a game of hockey where one goal can snowball really quickly because of the nature of the sport, that it collapses within an instant. It's like a house of cards. One card pulls and everything comes down.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's just like you're just taking it's like Jenga. Like you just start taking those little pieces of wood you're taking out, or like little confidence, and everyone you take out, pretty soon the whole thing collapses. And I feel so bad for Archer Shelovs, who was battling that whole game, even when it wasn't close. Like he was making great saves, but you see what happens for these goalies, and it kind of is illuminating. We touched on Jarry for just 2 seconds earlier, but like when the team starts, I just noticed a lot of people start falling down. Like when things start going the other way. Like I think I brought that up maybe a season ago or the season before that, but it seems that when the ice gets tilted, why is everybody on their stomachs or on their legs? It's like I feel like you look around the ice and it's just like someone's trying too hard in the corner and he goes down. Then a guy gets loose, and then a guy goes down to block a shot, and the puck gets pushed around him. And then all of a sudden, it's an offensive defenseman with his stick the wrong way trying to block a one-timer, and it's in the back of the net. It's just a tic-tac-toe goal, and it's just like, how did they just turn into like superstar level Chell mode on like, you know what I mean? Like, it just seems like the puck just all of a sudden has eyes, and it's like, this thing is going to get in the back of the net somehow. It is beyond me, Robbie, how this. I try to like actually watch and be like, what's happening? Like, what is actually leading to this? Is it people out of position? Is it people missing assignments? Is it the goalie just not making a save? Well, it's everything.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody that is blameless, but the blame is obviously distributed like unevenly. Obviously, there's more people to blame than just one or two players. Everybody takes some part of the blame, and that includes the coaching staff as well. She loves, a save tonight, but like a lot of that was not on him. Chris Letang, he's done. He's cooked. I hate to say it, but like that, if the offense is not there, I mean, you said it in the text, the defense was never his strong suit, and we never believed it was.
No.
I mean, Brett Kulak, get your immigration papers in order because they desperately need. And again, that's the part that I'm at. Again, Kulak, we'll talk about more of that in a second. Having a down year, but hopefully he's still better than a chunk of what the Penguins are icing. Why Carlson and Letang are on the ice together at any point is baffling to me. Why, when they're trying to protect a lead, is not something that I want to see either. So that's on coaching. Letang, I don't know what happened on to that. Again, the game's just gone. Like, it's just what it is. It is what it is. Completely just has fallen off a cliff starting last year, and it's only gotten worse this year. Crosby making that baffling decision to just do a flyby instead of just taking the body on John Klingberg and disrupting that.
What's worse about that play was he just skated to the bench. It looks like he was just like, I'm changing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't know if he was or not, but if so, I'm like, dude, Sid, like you're so far above that type of play. If Rutger McGroarty did that, I'd be like, he's got to learn. This is Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, very bad look for the captain in that situation because he he skated by and then you never saw him until at any other point after that. Letang was walked by John Klingberg. Again, this is getting walked by John Klingberg, not like Macklin Celebrini here. This is what we're talking about, which is even crazier in the whole scope of things.
It's not Cale Makar.
Yeah, to begin with. Like, I mean, it's not Quinn Hughes. It's not Cale Makar. It's not like Matthew Schaefer or anything like that. It is just getting walked by a defenseman who was borderline out of the league because of body ailments.
This is a defenseman that was sending tapes of himself working out to organizations saying, look, I can still play hockey like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. This is a guy who turned down like a 7x7 contract with the Ducks because he was going to bet on himself, or no, with the Dallas Stars to bet on himself. And then had one of the worst years of his career and then had hip surgery and then was basically sending sponsor me tapes out to GM saying, I can still move around out here. He went to the Ducks. He went to the Sharks. Like, this isn't a guy that he was on the Leafs for a little bit earlier. Yep. This is a guy that, I mean, I don't know. It's like, let's not, I don't want to just shit on John Klingberg here, but I need to get that point across that this is unacceptable, the way things transpired in this game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, everything after the 10-minute mark of the third period was just unacceptable garbage. And whether the Penguins are good or bad, that is beside the point. This cannot happen. This shows that they do not have the fortitude mentally to be a serious hockey team in the long run. Like, you cannot it's not even about tossing away points. It's just about take some pride in what you do, guys. I mean, you are the elite hockey players in the world. Like, there are very few people that have the opportunity to do what you do. Take some pride when you put on the jersey. The fans, as a winter storm was bearing down, drove into the city, paid all that money to watch you play a Saturday afternoon game during the holiday season, and you put that on the ice. Again, the first 55 minutes, absolutely worth it. But I would have rather have thrown my money in a river than have to sit through and watch that final 5 minutes and change of overtime. Then it's saying that can be, if it happens again, every team has those games during the season. This is now 3 times in a week that it's happened for the Penguins, and it's happened far more than that as well. It's not just this week. This is a repetitive occurrence going back to seasons leading up to this as well. Their inability to just close down a hockey game. If they just keep skating and playing with little confidence, this game is over at 5-2, and we're not wasting away our Saturday evening being mad about a hockey team.
Well, I just want to know too, like, is it going to get to the point where when they get a lead in a game, does Dan Muse have to put the training wheels on these players at a certain point and say, you know what, stop making plays out there. Like, I want you to just rag the puck. I need you to basically play keep away. Like, is it going to get to a point where it's like, dude, we need to make far different decisions all the time with, like, when they have a lead? What does this tell other teams too that are playing the Penguins? Like, there is no more, like, I mean, they got the benefit of the doubt in the first part of the season, which, I mean, we're only in December, but like in the first month and a half, you know, the Penguins were they were really good. Like, they were winning a lot of games. Now it tells teams that it's like, look, we might be able to just sleepwalk through the first half of this game. Yeah. And just know that, like, no matter what the score is, whether we're up, down by 6, I mean, you could be down by 5 and you can come back, and if it goes to overtime, it's chalk. The Penguins don't know how to redeem themselves in overtime. They don't know how to, like, turn it up an extra notch.
Yeah.
It's really concerning, man, because it's 3-on-3. I mean, don't even get me started on the shootout, but when it goes to 3-on-3, they have the personnel that they should absolutely dominate teams in 3-on-3. Yeah. But it's just, it works against them. And yeah, I don't know, Robbie. Do you think that, I'm not going to go on my rant about physicality here, because look, it's not about punching guys in the head. It's not about Boko Imama and going out there and fighting Ryan Reeves or something like that. This is about being a lacrosse defenseman in front of the net, where you can't cross-check like you used to, but is it about bodies being able to move players out of the way and create a clear sight for whoever's in net? I just, Ryan Shea's a great defenseman. Parker Wotherspoon has become a bright spot for this team as far as that pickup was over the offseason. How are you letting God, I'm not going to say that. How are you letting a team just kind of manhandle their way to the front like that? Like, you need to, there's an ingredient missing with this team, and it's been for a long time. You've got guys that can certainly move the puck up the ice. I don't think I've seen, Carlson and Letang can certainly hit a stretch pass for 100 feet, Do they have a guy that can just keep bodies from moving? I don't think they really do.
Yeah, and the problem is they have big bodies on this team. Like, there's guys on this team that are massive human beings that should be able to do that. And maybe
why isn't Brazeau out there?
That's what I was just about to say. Why are Mantha and Brazeau in this situation when things are bad? Like, things are, even before overtime. When it's 5-2 and things are starting to, you can kind of see everything's starting to, like, the wheels are
starting to go this way.
The wheels on the bike are starting to get a little wobbly. Like, you can see, you can see it kind of coming off the rails a little bit. Why not get a big line of, like, Brazeau and Mantha? Like, get them some big ice time. Just throw a center with them. I don't care who the center is.
I see Hazy out there a lot. Hayes is not the big body you want protecting.
No, he's not huge. Yeah. But,
and he's also, like, he's an offensive-minded guy. He's a first or second liner who is now aged out of that, and we're putting him on the fourth line for an offensive touch. the Penguins have a history with those types of guys. That's not what you need. You need a guy out there who's like Ben Kindle. Throw Ben Kindle, Mantha, and Brazeau out there. Mantha's kind of in the same boat as Hazy, not quite to the extent, but you know who's Brazeau catches up to guys in 2 strides.
Well,
and he's so good at protecting the puck with his massive frame. I mean, get him out there with Kindle and, like, I don't know, someone who blocks shots, just lay down and eat pucks with their face. Like, just, I don't know. There's Dewar, he's great and everything. I think he's a great kind of modern day fourth liner.
Yeah.
But I noticed that he's out there every time these leads start to kind of evaporate. And it's,
yeah, one thing I will say, I do not believe it's necessarily a coincidence that the struggle to close down leads has started as soon as Blake Lizotte has left the lineup.
Oh my God, that's such a good
He got hurt. He got hurt at some point on Sunday against the Stars. He was not there for the end of that game. They blew that lead. He was out against Anaheim, blew that lead, and he was obviously out on Saturday as well when they blew the lead to the Sharks. I do wonder how much. I do not find it a coincidence that this has started to happen and unravel as Blake Lizotte has left the lineup. He is a penalty kill specialist. They struggle 6-on-5. That is a spot where you'd have him on the ice.
He's a buzzsaw.
Yes, he is a buzzsaw against other teams. He makes that fourth line go. And the fourth line was not bad today, but Blake Lizotte is so valuable to what they do that it's not coincidence that his injury has coincided with this. But as an aside, it should not be this bad without Blake Lizotte. Should not be the Achilles heel of your entire team. You still have talent. You have still been winning more than you have been losing, and you still have the ability to close out these games. 5-1 should not need Blake Lizotte. 18 seconds against Anaheim should not need Blake Lizotte, but maybe in a game like this, when it goes 5-2, Blake Lizotte stops the bleeding, and it just makes everybody else. Maybe he makes a big shot block that kind of gets the juices flowing. He turns the tide or stems the tide of the opposing team. But no, you have to find a way to see these games out. There's just no confidence. Like, if they get up, they play Sunday. They will play whenever you're listening to this. They're going to be after the game. They play Utah or sometime before. Like, if they get in that situation again, the situation they were in today, I mean, nobody's going to believe in this team until they lock down a game or more. Like, it might not just be one game. It might need to be multiple games at this point, because right now it's just been a revolving door of blown leads this week, and it is just more and more frustrating every time they do it.
Yeah, man. Can we clone Blake Lizotte two times and just have a fourth line of just
fourth line of Blake, a fourth line of Blake Lizottes would go a heck of a long way. Can we make one of them a defenseman? Like, can we just move his sliders up and down a little bit to make him a shutdown defenseman? Yeah, exactly. Because they desperately need a guy on that back end that they can throw out there with the confidence that he can completely shut it down. I think Parker Wotherspoon needs to be getting much more ice time in those situations. And I'll break it here. Obviously, if you were paying attention at all on Friday, the Penguins moved Tristan Jarry to the Edmonton Oilers. We'll talk about the whole return more, but I want to focus on Brett Kulak, the defenseman from Edmonton. Again, Kulak, he has not been great this year. It's a tough read in Edmonton, but Kulak, you got to get him on the ice, and he needs to be eating massive minutes next to Chris Letang or Erik Karlsson, wherever you want to put him. He's a guy that has in the past shown the ability to play very good defense, be a very sound defender, and right now that team needs that worse than just about anything, is a guy that can get on the ice in these situations and just calm the waters, lock everything down, and hopefully, fingers crossed, Brett Kulak can at least do that to some extent, because they just need a guy like that with experience, grit, a big guy that can just calm the waters and shut it down.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Robbie, what's scary about this is how many times can you get yourself up off the mat? Because right now, you don't have a lot. No one's coming to save you. There's, the break's still far away, the Olympic break. It's not like this team is tired and just needs a reset. They got Raquel back. Evgeny Malkin's not far off from coming back. I mean, this team is mostly healthy. I mean, what more do you want? You've got everybody. You got your trade in the goalie. Brett Kulak has got to put a Superman cape on and come, and he's going to not have that stench that this team has kind of had. He's going to come in there. Things like you said haven't been great for him in Edmonton, but also I think you hit the nail on the head with your comment on it's a tough read in Edmonton. They're an interesting case year after year with these slow starts that they have, and they look like they're going to be a lottery team, and then all of a sudden they go to the Stanley Cup Finals. So it'll be interesting to see what they got with him. They sent Dumba down to the AHL. I believe he clears waivers. He goes to the AHL. Dumba's one of those guys. I mean, he's 35 years old, man, and he can really he can make hits. He's good physically. Used to have an offensive touch that's really dried up, especially with the minutes he's allotted now with his role with the Stars last year and with the Penguins this year. Kulak's going to slot in somewhere. I don't know who you take out. Shea just played his 100th NHL game, I believe, today. Yeah. Good congratulations to him because he has been a great pickup by Dubas for this team. He's really turned into a good defenseman, but I don't know if he's not the physical type of defenseman. I don't think of Ryan Shea when it comes to necessarily calming the waters too much. No. Not right now, at least. I think maybe you sit Shea. Robbie, where would you be at with sitting Letang at some point?
I mean, even if it's just to send a message, I'm completely cool with not playing Chris Letang on Sunday, at the very least. I don't care who is – heck, play with 5 defensemen for all I care. It can't be any worse than what we got now. I don't know what the situation is on Kulak and Skinner, but I mean, to send a message – Chris Letang has been the worst of the Penguins' 5 defensemen, I think, on a whole.
And again, he gets a lot of minutes, too.
He does. And if the offense was there, we're talking obviously a completely different story. But the offense right now is not there. He played 20 minutes against the Sharks. And, I mean, Erik Karlsson played 30. That's insane. But Chris Letang this year, he has 2 goals and 14 assists. And that's just not going to cut it for Chris Letang for what he's paid. And if you're sending a message, if Dan Muse wants to send, that would be a massive message for a rookie coach to send. Not sitting like a Ryan Graves or Connor Clifton. Anybody can do that. That's not really shaking the boat at all.
I like Clifton's game, man.
That's what I mean. That's not really. That's more or less just setting somebody for the sake of saying you sat someone. I think you got to look like pulling Letang for a game on Sunday against Utah. There should
Jack
be no
St. Ivany just got
St. Ivany's ready to go. There's no you don't need to do anything. St. Ivany is ready to play.
And he's not an offensive guy. He's a guy that if you need to lock, he's physical. He's a physical defenseman, dude. Give me Kulak and St. Ivany in the next game. Karlsson, like you said, he played 30 minutes. He played half the hockey game tonight. If we need offense, we know how to put out there for offense.
There's no question there. Yeah, I can't believe that Karlsson played 30 freaking minutes. That's insane. But no, throw St. Ivany in for Letang on Sunday.
The Freddy Fazbear box just dropped at Popeyes for $7.99, and it's scary good. Garlic palm tenders and cheesy bites with marinara sauce. Upgrade to the deluxe box for $12.99 and get a 20-ounce drink in a cupcake cup. Dig in before it's too late. Try the Freddy Fazbear Crunch menu, now at Popeyes. See Five Nights at Freddy's 2, only in theaters. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Prices may vary.
The Who's Down and Who Newville were making their list. But some didn't know Walmart has the best brands for their gifts.
What about toys? Do they have brands kids have been wanting all year?
Yep, Barbie, Tony's, and Lego. Gifts that will make them all cheer.
Do you mean they have all the brands I adore?
They have Nintendo, Nespresso, Apple, and more.
What about...
So the Who answered questions from friends till they were blue. Each one listened and shouted, from Walmart? Who knew? Shop gifts from top brands for everyone on your list in the Walmart app.
This episode is presented by State Farm. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the protection of an offensive guard on the football field, but getting an elementary school crossing guard. Sure, they're both guards, but you can only trust one to keep your quarterback safe when the game is on the line. So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Here's my 30-second story with Guinness. As soon as my sister and I get home for the holidays, we don't even unpack. We head straight to our pub. The bartender already knows our order, Guinness and fries. We laugh all night, catch up with old friends, and walk home with faces sore from smiling. It's one of my favorite nights of the year. That was my 30-second story with Guinness.
Guinness Draft Stout. Please enjoy responsibly. Imported by Diageo Beer Company, USA, New York, New York.
Let him... he's going to get a game at some point. I mean, he's healthy and ready to go. You signed him to that deal a year and a half ago. That was more than just like, hey, you're going to come back for a year. And
no, it's like, get yourself a home, get yourself a house here.
You're going to play. Like St. Ivany should be on the ice as soon as Sunday. You have, Saturday or Tuesday night. Then, man alive, I know Edmonton's having a year, an up and down season. But you know that they're going to try to feast with McDavid and Draisaitl on what the Penguins are on the back end. So, no, I think you got to go out.
Jarry wins the game in a shootout.
Jarry, it's that is going to be something that there's no way that's going to be a normal hockey game by any means.
I'm not a gambling man's, but if I was, I'd sprinkle a little action on Jarry getting some sort of shutout or some sort of.
Could you imagine? Like Archer Shilov's in a shootout against Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and Ryan Nugent Hopkins, or whoever they would else they throw out there. Yeah, that would be just gosh. But no, I want to see Jack St. Ivany as soon as Sunday. I want to see. I want to see
Boko Amama, dude.
Yeah, I want to see somebody.
I want to see him. I want to see him for the shootout.
Oh gosh, I want to see anybody with heart. As soon as Sunday and going forward, I want to see somebody step up. That's not an 18 or 20-year-old. Like, I want to see one of these guys that has a letter on their chest or has been here for a while or just in the NHL for a while. Show some heart on Sunday and get this thing back in order because
they play Edmonton tomorrow.
No, Tuesday. Utah's on Sunday. Yeah. Crosby goes out. Crosby has 2-3. He has 2 points tonight, a goal and an assist. Anthony Mantha had 3 points tonight. Rucker McGorty gets on the scoreboard.
Snipe.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. That was nasty.
I saw someone comment that's what was it called that he did? Basically, they're like, if you have a shot like that, then you're allowed to basically tell a team to stuff it and demand a trade. And I don't know. I thought that shot was something else, man. The celebration was great too. It was his first point of the year. I saw some people giving him some flack online too, saying, "Oh, wow, first point of the year." Like, but I think it's it's Winnipeg haters, like haters from Winnipeg. But I thought that guy has been working hard, though, noticeably working hard every time I see him out there.
Oh, yeah.
I think him and Ben Kindle are going to start making sweet, sweet music together at some point.
Yeah, that's only a matter of time. I really like that once everybody gets healthy, like getting like a fully functioning lineup, especially with letting Kindle and McGorty really work together.
Koivunen was good tonight, too.
That all the kids were very good tonight. Like, you can't put that on. Like, there's blame to go around, and like nobody's innocent. But Kindle, Koivunen, and McGorty played very good tonight. Kindle had an assist. Koivunen didn't have any points, but was very solid. And Rucker McGorty again. These kids, like Koivunen and McGorty, had 12 minutes and 11 minutes respectively. those guys need to be getting 15, 16 minutes of ice time a night. Like you can't.
Tonight, I mean, that Ben Kindle and McGroarty and Brazeau were the second line. I like that move.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, you got to. I think you got to try to get some. Like Brazeau has not really been able to produce much since coming back from injury. Now he hasn't, like Malkin. When Malkin went down, he came back. So I like getting him with some more playmakers to hopefully get something going.
What about throwing Rust? Rust is Mr. Fix-It. Throw him on a line with Kindle as a centerman and put Brazeau up with Sid. Yeah, something to just get. Yeah, they got to get some, like, got to try again. When you're like this, you got to try get a little experimental with the line. So I'm really for anything to kind of mix these kids and get them up the lineup just to get them more ice time in general, because they're having positive effects on the game. Yeah, sorry, I cut you off when you were going over the scoring, but I just wanted to touch on McGroarty, and then that spiraled into something. So yeah, continue with the scoring, Robbie. Sorry. No, I was just naming some guys that scored tonight. Hayes got on the board. Good third line. That was a good fourth line goal. Sorry. Good fourth line. That was all three fourth liners, Hayes and then Achari and Dewar both got the assist there. Mantha had a good showing as well. They scored 3 power play goals. The power play is not the problem. Clearly the power play, nothing wrong with the power play. But they've got to figure out how to shut these games down, especially after dominating the vast majority of the game. But again, hockey's a game that changes quickly. You don't need to be fully dominant for 60 minutes. The Penguins need to figure out a way to be dominant and then make it all worth it, because they dominated for that whole game tonight and walk away with an embarrassing point after blowing all that. But yeah, they just got to, mentally, they just have to get in a mental space that when they're in the situation, they can close it down rather than continually fumble it away. Yeah, man, I just got to say one more thing. I feel bad for Shelovs. Like, I kind of touched on this earlier. I thought Shelovs played a great game, and this was a big game for him, man. Jarry's gone. It's kind of like, you're the guy right now. I mean, he's technically still – is he considered a rookie, or was that last year? Yeah, no, I think he still is technically a rookie on service time. So you've got him and Murashov. Jarry's out of the picture, and he played a great game, man. Yeah. And then the team in front of him really hung him out to dry. They did. I'm going to say it again, too. How many times can you get up off the mat after games like this? I mean, how do you jump the next game and have some jump and some spark when you keep going? You're playing extra hockey, and it's not going your way, and you're walking into the locker room with defeated confidence. Like, mentally, that is so much harder than just getting blown out. I think if you get blown out, you can go in there and be like, boys, let's get it together. Like, next game, let's get on the board. Let's feel good. Someone shoot the puck. You know what I mean? Do something. Now with this, when you've done everything right until the last 5 minutes of the game, and then you walk away with another L in the loser column, like, I mean, the next game you go out and it's just like, what, oh, great, we're on the board, we're scoring, we're everything's clicking. The third period comes around, you're going to start seeing ghosts out there. It's like, it's just mentally, it's not. This is the worst thing you can do to your confidence as a team, is throw away wins like this. So I don't know what needs to happen. I think that I don't know what it is, Robbie, that is plaguing them. Like, I can't definitively say and pinpoint it with like a pointer on the screen and be like, there's where it all goes wrong. I think physicality has something to do with it. I think that there's a confidence issue for sure. I think that little mistakes compound, and this should be a confident group. This has got a good mix of veterans and highly touted young players. Confidence shouldn't be an issue with this team. You've got a great head coach in Dan Muse, who's a very confident guy in himself. I love his interviews. I love listening to Dan Muse speak post-game, pre-game practices. I like hearing the guy talk. This should be a proud group, man. And it's and I don't know what it is. I think there needs to be some voices in that locker room that speak up, and I don't know, mix it up a bit. Don't be afraid to try something new when it starts to, if you're listening, Dan, because I know you listen. Don't be afraid to, tell those guys, try something new. We got to sage the room, dust off, and I don't know. Yeah, they need a seance. It's definitely what that room needs, an exorcism or a seance or something like that. Do I need to hop on Etsy and talk to if I need to find an Etsy witch, let me just send me what you want done, and I'll
I'll Venmo it. I'll whatever needs done. We'll get them Etsy witches in there. I'll find a real witch. I don't care.
In the backwoods of Appalachia.
Yeah, there's all sorts of characters out here that we can pull out. We can pull out the Ginzer Joe from like under the bridge and get him to come in there and like.
Oh, you mean Garrett?
Yeah, Ginzer Joe, aka Garrett the Troll from under the bridge. We can get him in there to cleanse the room or whatever with his shin splints or whatever.
You just walk Garrett around and he's like, make him fart, and it's just like that's like that's like how you
hold him around like you're giving him uppies or something like that the entire time.
Yeah, exactly, and he's passing gas.
Yeah. Whatever needs to be done, we'll go to any length to try it. But as a note, we kind of hinted at it or flat out said it. Tristan Jarry was traded to.
That's not even the biggest news of the podcast. No. It was the loss.
It's not. The loss is the worst part. We're very soon going to be entering what is known as the Stuart Skinner experience. So
buckle up.
If you aren't drinking, or if you're, it's a good time. It's the holidays are here. Good time to partake in some drinking because you might need it to get through the Stuart Skinner thrill ride that is known as. It is. Again, it would be very funny if he came in here and just like dominated for the next like 5 months and was just like out of this world goaltender while Tristan Jarry flopped up in Edmonton. Would be the absolute funniest outcome. But the Penguins do a very good bit of business with this deal. No salary retention on Jarry, so that's out of the picture. Skinner's a UFA at the end of the season, so that is that's not a worry after the season anyway. Money wise, Brett Kulak. Coming over as defenseman is a serviceable defenseman that'll eat up a chunk of ice time and hopefully settle that blue line a little bit. And they get a second round pick out of the whole deal as well in 2029, I believe. Again, the Penguins
might suck. Edmonton.
Yeah, I mean Edmonton. By that point, very well, Connor McDavid could be gone from Edmonton at that point, and Edmonton could be a bad hockey team. So that second round pick could be a very high second round pick. As well, and the Penguins also send Sam Poulin to Edmonton as well. So
I'm glad he's getting a look somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, he was never going to be a full-time guy here outside of injuries or suddenly breaking through. Edmonton, again, they will probably have a lineup spot for him to at least get a shot, an extended look. So best of luck to Sam Poulin in that. It's kind of like we took Tomasino from Nashville, and now Edmonton gets Sam Poulin, same draft, same round.
Right, yeah.
So, that is he is on his way as well. If you are a World Juniors watcher, Harrison Brunick has been loaned to Team Canada for the upcoming World Junior Championships set to take place in, I believe, Minnesota. So if you are a watcher of junior hockey, this is the first time in a long time the Penguins have had a representative on one of the more high-profile teams like Canada or the United States.
Was Sam Poulin the last one to get an invite?
Legare might have had an invite when he was still in Pittsburgh. I know Blomqvist played on Sweden.
Oh, that's right. Blomqvist.
But if you're looking from the North American side, I think Poulin was maybe the last to even get like consideration.
Oh no, what's his name? Didn't the guy we traded for McGroarty didn't he make a team?
Jaeger may have made a team right like before he was traded.
Jaeger did make a team actually.
He made. But like McGroarty when he was still with the Winnipeg organization, captain and won gold medal for the United States. But Blomqvist I think was like the last one. Koivunen maybe before he played for the Penguins may have been on the Finnish team. That's all I can really think of. But the Penguins, again, that's what happens when you're busy winning championships and not rebuilding is you get your superstar prospects aren't making Canadian or United States national team rosters for the World Juniors. That'll be fun. One other big trade to hit on real quick. This was a big blockbuster. Quinn Hughes is out of Vancouver, and everybody kind of had a bunch of places that he could land. And of all the places to land, it was Minnesota. And now this is, again, trading Quinn Hughes is you're probably never going to be seen as a winner in that trade, but a very good return for the Vancouver Canucks here, getting Marco Rossi, who we had kind of thought the Penguins might take a run at this offseason.
Yeah.
Is it Zeev Bynum? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Zeev Buyem.
Buyem. Believe it or not, an American hockey player. He is going over as well. A first-round pick, I believe, next summer, and there might be another player in there as well. But I believe it's just Quinn Hughes going to.
It is just Quinn Hughes.
Just Quinn Hughes going to Minnesota.
It's something Ogrum. Ogrum. He was, I believe, a first-round pick.
Yeah, another prospect. But no, not a bad return for Patrick Alvin and Penguins legend Jim Rutherford over in Vancouver. Never going to fully win a trade where you're getting wind of a guy like Quinn Hughes, but a big coup for the Minnesota Wild in this situation. They will have he was not a free agent this summer, but in summer of 2027. So that'll be an interesting contract situation to look out for. But Bill Guerin said today, he did an interview and they asked him when you got the call that you were, that the trade was going to happen. He said he was at his house rolling meatballs for his Christmas Eve dinner that they have every year. He had latex gloves on and Jim Rutherford told him, "You better take them off. We got to talk."
Holy shit, that's hilarious, man.
It's a very funny scenario to find yourselves in, rolling meatballs and finding out that you're pulling off what is to this point the blockbuster trade of the NHL season. But the NHL, they love their random blockbusters. I will say that. The trade deadlines is boring, but they do throw in your random big trades at any point, really. And this one definitely changes the landscape of at least the Western Conference playoff picture.
Well, look at the Central now. You've got Heiskanen, Makar, Quinn Hughes, and I guess you could throw in.
You could throw Josh Morrissey in that conversation.
Oh yeah, Morrissey. Yeah, he's probably a part of that. Do you throw in? Is Roman Josi still playing hockey?
I think he's hurt, but yeah, he still exists on an NHL roster.
I mean, if he's not hurt, he's still one of the better, defensemen in the league. I mean, the Central is basically just completely stacked. It's like, that's the best in the NHL is the Central.
Yeah, I mean, right now you'd think it is. Chicago not being complete dog water is definitely helping. Winnipeg struggling, but they don't have Hellebuck right now. But yeah, I mean, you look at it. I mean, you have, I think the last two Norris Trophy winners on there in Makar and Hughes now, and then you have, like you said, Miro Heiskanen, and then you also have Thomas Harley in that conversation as well in Dallas, who might under the radar might be the best of all of them, if we're being honest, or at least better than Heiskanen, at least in terms of like nobody talks about this guy, but he is really, really good.
Just signed for 10 and a hook down there, like didn't he? Didn't he sign for 10 and a half
last the summer or something like that? Great hockey player, American. He'll be on Team USA here in a few months as they head to the Olympics. He kind of came
about a guy that can calm the waters. That's a defenseman.
Harley is
good in a Penguins uni.
Harley would look really good in a Penguins uni. That is for sure. He's coming off a big year last year. 50 points in 78 games, somebody that nobody talks about, still only 24 years old. But yeah, that the blue lines alone in that's not even like Devin Taves is out, Devon Taves is out there. Like there are stacked blue lines in the Central Division that are now just more stacked with the addition of Quinn Hughes. So that is
Minnesota has Spurgeon is their captain. He's a great defenseman. One of those underrated defensemen for a long time. Bogosian, who was a former 3rd overall pick, I believe, back in the day. He's old. I mean, he's dead, but he's a guy who can talk about calming waters, man. That guy, he's like Doughty Light kind of out there, but he's tough and mean. They got Brodeen, who's a great underrated good defenseman. And then they've got Brock Faber, who's probably the next Doughty.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes on and on with that team. And then you throw Quinn Hughes in the mix, like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, a lot of they're just stacking talent out there in Minnesota and the Central as a whole. So it's going to be a wild race. Colorado's been like unstoppable to this point. They still only have 2 regulation losses this season, but
that's just silly.
Which is really funny. They are also 0-4 in the shootout.
Oh, I feel better about.
Yeah, the Penguins are in good company there. If you don't win the shootout, you're obviously one of the 2 best teams in the league. We're gonna roll with that. But that's all I really got. It felt good to get that off the chest after a very frustrating afternoon.
I can finally go on with my weekend now.
Yes, Snail can get back to what he was doing. It is snowing here in Western Pennsylvania, so it's going to be stay inside and stay warm for the rest of the evening here. Snail, do you have any final thoughts before we hang this up?
Yeah, I did. I don't know if you want to get into it too much, but I kind of wanted to touch on Skinner.
Oh yeah. By the way, the Stuart Skinner experience coming to a Pittsburgh.
This year has not been good for him, and it's so funny. Him and Jarry are so comparable.
They are. I was thinking about that.
With their kind of lapses in their games and kind of the highlight, blooper reels that they have, very similar. But honestly, I think I like the Skinner acquisition. And he could be flipped. But if this guy, because you know what he is? He's big. And he's a big person. And you know how big that mustache is? He's giving Russ.
Yeah.
The only guy on the team that can grow a mustache that compares to that is Brian Rust. But Stuart Skinner, he rocks that thing all year. I love that. He looks old school. That guy looks like a guy who likes to have beers. I want players that look. I want my players to drive pickup trucks and drink beers, light beers, and have mustaches. He's a prototypical. If you were to say that guy's from Alberta, would you doubt it for half a second?
No, he is very much.
He drives a.
He is very much Midwest coded.
Yeah, he drives a pickup truck with snow tires to the game.
I could see him out your way though too, with a curled mustache and drinking an IPA and hanging out with at a local microbrewery or something like that out in the Sierras.
He looks like he could be found around a lake or on a trail.
He definitely looks like he has a boat and a fishing rod. Yes.
Definitely.
He definitely looks like he spends his off season on a lake.
Not to say that Jarry seemed like a great guy and everything, and I think he was beloved by his teammates. But I think that this Skinner guy has a personality that this team could use. And it's so funny, Robbie. You look at if you were to look at a graphic and have the players with the most playoff wins over the last few years.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He has 26 of them in the last 2 years.
Yeah,
so
the only thing
if you think about it, the Penguins right now have one of the most winningest playoff goaltenders in the last 2 years. If they can just get to the playoffs, Stu might be able to cook. I mean, if you really want to pick it apart, there were times where Calvin Pickard had to really pull up his bootstraps and get in there and save that team goaltending wise. I'm not going to act like Skinner didn't have his, big mistakes in the playoffs, but it's just a funny thing to look at. You look at the most winningest goaltender, and if Stu's in a Pittsburgh jersey, it's like he actually has maybe the second most, third most in the last couple of years.
I didn't realize this, but he was second in Calder Cup voting. His rookie year, he was second to Matty Beniers.
No way, really?
Yep, he was second. I'm trying to see what it was, and fairly second place. Beniers ran away with it, but Skinner. But he was an all-rookie team. Like you said, he has won plenty of playoff games, the past 3 seasons really
against good, really good teams. And that Edmonton defense was not that. No. Their defense was nothing to write home about. Darnell Nurse,
their defense might be worse now with Brett Kulak out of the picture up there now.
I mean, Bouchard, we get upset with how Letang might be playing right now.
Yep.
That guy, you talk about sticking a guy at forward or something, that guy might be a special teams only guy, like in the NFL, where some players don't touch the field unless it's a special teams type of thing. Yep. He's a kicker. You put him in one spot on the power play. That's kind of all he's really that good for. This guy's coming over from a team that had probably less to work with defense-wise. And I don't know, man. It'll be really interesting to see what happens because Stu Skinner is also not old. It's not like this guy is, 35 years old. This guy was a rookie in 2022.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
yeah,
dude,
he's not old. Stuart Skinner.
There's a big opportunity for Stuart Skinner, which sounds crazy, but because he's coming off 2 Stanley Cup losses back to back. But you're talking about a guy that's got an opportunity, and you never know what happens. He might want to just go to free agency, but it'll be really interesting to see what happens with this guy. And I like the acquisition, man. And we'll see what happens, because right now the Penguins have a lot of goaltenders, man.
They do.
But, coming down the pipeline here, like with the season and stuff, I mean, there's going to be injuries. You talk about a boring trade deadline. The Penguins have some currency in excess players. So it'll be interesting to see who kind of carves their way into being a mainstay here. And Stu's got a big opportunity, man. Be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see when him and Kulak get their papers in order, and they can join the team hopefully sooner rather than later. Obviously, both are going to be needed, but no. So that's where we're at. The Penguins are back in action on Sunday against Utah, another 3:00 Eastern time game, another noon game for Snail, and then Edmonton on Tuesday. So, Snail, if you're done, I'm done.
I'm done. Let's go. All right. Let's move on with our days. This was therapeutic.
Yep. You guys have a good rest of your weekend. We will as well. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy your Sunday. Hopefully it's full of football and food.